When people think of an animal shelter, undoubtedly they think of the animals. And that's not wrong. The animals are why we're here and our whole purpose. But what most people may not think about are the humans. All the people who make an animal shelter work. The people who care for the animals, feed them, and clean up. The ones who provide medical care and behavioral interventions. The ones who make matches and process adoptions. Who work with owners in crisis and people bringing in strays. Who handle operations, communications, and running the business side of things. The Lawrence Humane Society is so lucky to have the very best.
As the animal services manager, I'm one of the first points of contact for a lot of animals that come into the shelter for a variety of reasons. I do pick up strays in rural Douglas County in addition to wildlife on occasion that are injured and need assistance.
Okay, sounds good. And then what is the RP's address?
Additionally, a lot of my role is complimenting staff in the PRC. We deal with every stray intake, public spay neuter, public animal in crisis, public person in crisis, owner surrenders, just anything that walks through the door comes to us first.
Staff can just take your name, we can pull whatever you run in.
A lot of the animals come in very scared, very anxious, so it's myself and staff's job to make sure they're comfortable, to make sure they're safely handled, to ensure that their transition in whatever capacity that might be as easy as it can be. We deal with a lot of animals that come in injured or severely dehydrated, so we work very closely with the clinic. That becomes a lot of movement into the clinic very quickly, and they're always ready for what we have coming in.
My role here as a veterinarian is to care for all the shelter pets here in the building, anything that they need medically or surgically. But in addition to all the animals in the building, we have all the animals in foster care. We have animals that come see us as part of the CPR program. We have stray animals that come in injured or needing care. This is a very physically demanding job, as well as it is nonstop. A typical day here includes doing anywhere from 15 to 20 surgeries in the day. And in between those surgeries, being asked to go to holding to look at sick animals there, going up to the adoption floor to look at a limping dog. We are constantly on our feet, walking all over the building. The hardest part of being a veterinarian here at the shelter is the emotional burden of caring for sometimes very sick and very injured animals. This is not a job where you're able to turn off that emotional component when you go home. Sometimes these cases stick in my mind for that evening or that weekend, constantly thinking about, could I do things differently or could I do things better, or did I do the right thing for that animal? Thankfully, I'm not doing this alone. Medicine is just one part of caring for these animals. There's a whole other side to helping them heal.
There's a lot of responsibilities involved, so we do a lot of behavioral support for members of the public, so people calling in, requesting assistance for their owned animals. We also do support in the shelter, obviously, for our shelter animals. That involves running daily play groups, working with the vet clinic to utilize behavior medication, working on providing enrichment, working on training plans, working on training. And then we also offer post-adoption follow-up support, and we offer support to fosters, so pretty much supporting everybody behaviorally, humans and animals. Play groups are really beneficial for my mental health because I get to see the dogs in such a different light than like their daily normal kind of kennel routine. They just turn into such a different dog, and it really boosts my morale being out in play groups, especially whenever we get the really long stay animals out or find foster placement or something that kind of makes it all worth it. My main goal really comes down to I am here to get these animals ready for adoption, to be able to move to the adoption floor, and to be able to safely be shown and meet new people, and eventually hopefully go out and be adopted.
I am a customer care associate, so I spend the larger portion of my day matchmaking animals into their new homes, finding an animal that will fit them and their lifestyle, and kind of just telling them all about the animals that we have. The adoption team works very closely with our behavior department. Some of these dogs have been with us for over 200 days. The longer that they sit here in the shelter, the more that they're going to deteriorate. And without that extra training, without that extra enrichment, their quality of life would be a lot worse than it is now. So it's something extra that we can be doing to assist them with their mental health, but also make them more adaptable in the long run. I feel like we bring a lot to the community, from vet resources, animal care for people who are struggling. We bring a lot of behavior knowledge and help our public if they are struggling in a behavior sense so that they don't have to surrender their animal for us. We also obviously send out wonderful animals.
We have a lot of animals who come through our door every year, and my role is to ensure that those animals get seen. We have a lot of different channels to do so, through social media and through our weekly Wet Nose News email, on different newspapers. Utilizing those channels and showcasing all of these animals is a way for us to broaden our community engagement. It allows for you to be able to see all the animals that come through our doors in lots of different settings. And it also allows us to get more fosters, more adopters, more folks who are part of our animal-loving community. Not only do we have to promote all of our animals, we also have a lot of events to fundraise and help us take care of the animals here. So lots of storytelling, lots of content to manage, and how do we put that out to the public and let them know what's going on and find animals homes as well.
You know, every job has its own challenges. As the Chief Development Officer, my biggest challenge is it's the pressure, it's the responsibility that I feel to make sure that Lawrence Humane has the funding that we need so that the staff can do their jobs. It ultimately lands on me to make sure that my coworkers have what they need to save lives. And that's not pressure that I take lightly. And it's a responsibility that I'm honored to carry. We're not just helping animals, and we're not just helping individual households or individual pet owners. We're inspiring community building. People come together over their love of animals. It's the core of community. It is this pure connection over these incredible little beasts. The ability to know that because I have done a good job, my colleagues have been able to do their jobs and to do them well, and that there are so many animals who are now loved and cherished. That is a feeling that no other job can provide. No one goes into this work because it's easy or because it doesn't break your heart, because it breaks your heart all the time. Everyone goes into this work because they care. And the folks that I work with, all these people, they give every single bit of their souls to this job. Every single person who works here has adopted. A good amount of them foster. They advocate, they post on social media, they try to help members of the community. And I just want to make sure that they can keep doing this and we can keep saving lives together as long as possible.
When I'm handing someone a bag of food that they drove across town to get, that they actually need very badly, like, that's important. I get a lot of surprise hugs and they're always welcome. You know, I understand that people are just trying their best to express their gratitude, and it reminds me that this is why we do what we do. There's people and pets involved, and we're happy to be a small part of that and to keep those people and pets together.
When an animal sits for months and months, despite you doing everything in your power that you can do, it's really tough. And the day that they finally do get adopted is like such an exciting feeling, and just knowing that finally, maybe someone saw something, even if it was for a couple of months ago, is just, yeah, that just feels really good.
I just am so proud every day of the hard work that I see each and every one of my coworkers doing, and no position is less hard than the other. Like, each position has their own really difficult parts to get through. These are all superheroes that work here.
I sometimes think about just the journey of one individual animal, from the time that they are intaken by the intake team to coming in the clinic and getting their medical and surgical needs met, to then being taken care of and fed and walked by the care and enrichment team. Their behavior needs are assessed by the behavior team, and then they go to the adoption floor, where the adoption team continues their care and finds them the perfect family. There's not a single animal that comes in here that doesn't get multiple people caring and loving for them. And to me, that's the definition of it takes a village.